Conjugate Nation, Chapter 6. Another stellar week of work. Lacrosse season has ended. The boys finished 11-8. I'm real proud of them. And looking forward to next season already. Here's Tyler moving into our max effort day. We had double mini bands, 205 for one there, and then we worked a 225 for one. It was a grinder for him. Really long grinder, but he finished it out. I worked up to a bit of a 5-pound PR, 305 for one here. My previous, obviously 300 for one. Nice smooth through the lockout. Then I slapped the slingshot on, hit 315 for three. Handling those heavier loads with the bands on are going to overload me until I get in the shirt again. Obviously, I'm preparing for a multiply meet at the end of July at an IPA meet at VIP Barbell. So we'll see how that goes. Here's Steve working a little bit more volume like he did last week. 275 for 5 sets of 3. He's got the bench belly out right there. Well, yeah, whatever. Here's Sammy. He walked out forward and absolutely threw me through a loop. Confusing as hell, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody walk the weight out forward. But Sammy is one of a kind, so he makes it work. I think his beard lifted about 399 pounds of this weight, and he lifted about one of them. So he does a good job driving up to the top of the lift and finishing it strong. He's always been a bit of a narrow stance squatter for his height, but the guy has tremendous leg strength, so he does a good job. And the reverse walk-in is unreal. Here's my dynamic effort day, 295, 5x5. Working in the suit again. Felt great to be back in the suit, to be honest with you. I'm really excited. I'm very comfortable in it this time around. When we got into multiply earlier, back in 2010, I don't think we never had a base, and I think my base has gotten stronger over the last couple of years, and I'm ready to handle some heavier weight. I moved into speed pulls, 315 for 8 sets of 1. We had about 30-second rest periods. And it felt good. I know my lower back was pumped. Here is Steve. Steve did a Dan John challenge, 315 for 2 reps every minute on the minute. So did 60 total reps in 30 minutes. He said his back was pumped, and he likes those new challenges. Here's Kyle. Had a stellar deadlift day. Second time I said stellar this episode. I'm going to stop saying that now. But he does a great job. 500 for 3 here with no belt in a sumo stance. He does a great job arching his back, driving his knees out. Finished the lift with his glutes. And that was a tremendous day. He was jacked up about it. And here's Steve's overhead day. 150 for 3 sets of 5. He's using the fat grips, driving his head up through. He's definitely a very strict presser. That's Duke in the background, barking his head off. But here's Kyle with his overhead day, 175 for 5. He's working out at the jail. He did a little jujitsu training. I'm not sure what that entails, working on some arm bars or something. But different ways of conditioning yourself outside of lifting is always great to keep yourself in shape and mobile. Here is my dynamic effort bench day. I worked with a slow downward. I always mix up eccentric and concentric, but I went down slow on the first 3, then we banged out the second 3, so we did 2 set clusters. Followed it up, but this has become one of my favorite upper back accessories. I have a band strapping me down, and it's just like an inverted row. That band should be up more towards my armpits, but it slipped down a little bit here in the final set. Definitely get a big back pump from it, and it's nice because you don't need dumbbells or any of the fancy machines. Here's Steve's another Dan John thing. It says if you're under 200 pounds, you work with 205. If you're over 200 pounds, you work with 225, I believe. Did 5 sets of 10 here. That's a ton of volume for Steve. I'm anxious to see how he does moving forward with it, if his body holds up. But his knees did look great. He normally has a big cave problem. But they look great here. He gets a little bit on the later reps, but he finishes up through. Kyle's working with his front squats here. He has 385 for 2. Working with the safety squat bar because, I don't think he likes the straight bar. It's a little more comfortable for him. But does a great job. His upper back's definitely very strong, and we'll see where it goes. Here he goes. He was messing around with the log press. Ends up hitting 250 right there. which is nice. A little log press clean. My max effort day was bow bar with a 160-pound chain. Here's my last warm-up set, I guess, my second to last set, 410. And we moved into 460. It's a total of 620 at the top. It's the most weight I've handled in a very long time. It did feel great. That box was pretty low, and I got down to it no problem. The suit isn't extremely tight at all, but it was nice to feel that pressure in the hole again, especially with a heavier weight on my back. Walking that weight out with this change sucked. I couldn't get my right foot planted, but I eventually got there. Kept that chest up nice and tight, finished the lift, knees didn't cave, and pretty happy with how the day went. We moved into 365 for a set of 5, or set of 1. Well, yeah, I'll change it. Set of 5. But after every time I max out on a Saturday with a squat, I want to make sure I'm free squatting, because we are getting tested in the free squat, not the box squat. A lot of times guys adapt their form to the box and not free squatting. So I usually put the straps up and they're nice and light just to feel a little bit of tension in the back of the suit. But this was relatively easy. Getting down there was nice. Finishing up through, I believe it's around 535 at the top, or 530. Finished the lift nice and tight, getting down there quick, working on that downward portion of the lift to make sure we're really loading up the hips and the glutes and hamstrings so we can fire up through. It was a very successful day squatting. I'm getting, oh, my dad almost took my finger off there. He's alright though. He did some deadlifting today. We're rowing tomorrow morning. And I finished up the workout with 315 with quadded mini bands for 2 sets of 2. There's my nephew Stan. He had a good day rocking around in the gym. But hope everybody has a good week. Stay safe, stay strong. Let's keep pushing forward.